Hello, friends. How are you today? So I have a big smile on my face, a little bit of a frog in my throat. I apologize. But we're talking relationships. And even though I'm smiling, sometimes it actually causes me to just be perplexed as well as, quite honestly, frown a little bit. In talking with my clients, I have been seeing one trend come up, and it happened to me. Yep, it happened to me when I was in house doing business development. That friction that often happens between business development and operations. Now, some of you may remember that 1980 whatever book, Mars and Venus. We're talking complete opposite people. If you've read my book, Winning with Whiskers, you actually know what I'm talking about in terms of Harlie the workhorse with people who have a lot of Stevie or even Dannie in terms of the being the life of the party, being the entertaining, catering to the client, lots of relationship aspect of things. Two completely different people, two completely valuable positions within our organizations. However, lots of friction exists if you don't have a healthy organization, and if you don't, as a leader within the organization, if you can't clearly articulate what is the value that we bring, what is the vision that we are trying to accomplish, not only for us internally, that's very self-serving, but what are we trying to accomplish for our clients? What are we trying to be for our employees that can inspire and help them to create that North Star as we start to try to achieve the goals that are created. We are at the end of the year, and lots of people have visions, and a lot of times we get off track. Lots of organizations get off track by the vision du jour, is what I call it. They read some management book, their heart's in the right places, but the tops of the tree are shaking like this because it's like, oh, we're going to do this. No, we're going to do that. No, we're going to do this. And the people that are left executing, the people that are left trying to achieve the goals are absolutely confused. So it goes back to the top in terms of what environment are you creating to be able to get your goals and your vision achieved. But more importantly, what environment are you creating so you have a good, healthy environment, a good, healthy culture for your operations and your business development to respect one another for the value that you bring and the voice that you have. If you have a business development person that's saying, we can't achieve that goal, that big, hairy, audacious goal is way too big for us. There's no way that we're barely surviving today in terms of achieving all of the work that we have. How are we going to triple that in another year and a half? Listen to them. What else do you need to do to be able? I get it in terms of having, oh, my lights just changed. I don't know what just happened. I get it. It's like, whoo, an epiphany. But what are you doing to support that vision from an operation standpoint? You just can't say, well, I want this new revenue goal because I plucked it out of the sky and it sounds really good. You have to be able to support it. And if your business development people, for goodness sakes, lots of them, the really good ones, are deal junkies. They want to sell. They're like thoroughbreds. They want to sell. But if they're telling you that you're struggling with delivering what you already have on your plate, and you haven't created a program from an operation standpoint to be able to maximize, to be able to grow in that kind of way, listen to them. Concurrently, if you have operations people who are telling you, we are coming off of these big projects, we have a vast hole, we don't have any place to put our people, we may need to lay off. Business development needs to listen. It has to work congruent with one another. It has to be a partnership. with one another, not this jockeying and not a misunderstanding, but definitely a respect and appreciation for the value that each of them provide. No business development person that I know of wants to go and do operations. And for sure, operations people do not want to do business development full time. So we need one another. But is your organization truly supporting that? As a leader, are you creating an environment where it supports it? It's up to you. That's just one of the observations that I have that I'm seeing. If you have any questions about that, if you want some strategies to overcome it, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will see you soon.